What is going on, YouTube? It's Chris the Creator, and today I am bringing you my Week 4 picks. What should I start with? I started at Week 2 and only got about like 30 views or so, but I did my Week 3 one, I had like 60 or 70 views, so I'm getting better, and I hope it just inclines and keeps going up and up, and people start subscribing because I'll do preseason picks, and I could do them for this, and then NBA, if there's an NBA, I'll do them for that, and I could do them for any sport really. So if you guys can just keep getting me views, or if anyone wants to subscribe, that would be great. So let's begin. First we start with the great old Bills and the Bengals. The Bills are 3-0, beating the Patriots last week. That was a crazy game. But I'm going to say the Bills are going to beat the Bengals. The Bengals are still young with A.J. Green. So they still need a couple years, and then they'll be pretty decent, I think. Give them like 2 years, and I'm going to say they're good. With Andy Dalton, he might turn out pretty good. Cedric Benson's getting pretty... he's only like 28, so he's still got a few years in him. Their team could go good, but the Bills are going to beat the Bengals. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been a monster, and he's going to do good against the Bengals. Fred Jackson's been a beast. He's going to do good. Stevie Johnson, we all know how good he is from last year. Their defense is going to do good on the Bengals, and the Bills are going to beat them. Next, we have the Titans and the Browns. I'm hoping that Chris Johnson can pick it up. His first 3 weeks have not been good, but I'm going to say this week, he's going to go big. He's going to be the old Chris Johnson. And they are going to beat the Browns. Matt Hasselbeck has looked pretty good. Kenny Britt, I don't think he's going to play. So they're going to have to go to like Nate Washington. But they're going to run more, I think. So Chris Johnson should have a big game. And the Titans will beat the Browns. Next, we have the Steelers and the Texans. This will be one of the better games of Week 4. And I'm going to say the Texans are going to beat the Steelers. The Steelers' defense hasn't looked like their old defense. And the Texans are looking great this year. Matt Schaub is going to do pretty good. He's going to throw to Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson's going to have a beast game. Arian Foster's going to come back. He'll probably do decent. He'll probably split, though, with Ben Tate. But they're going to beat out the Steelers. Next, we have the Lions versus the Cowboys. Lions are 3-0, and I think they will go 4-0. The Lions look good in preseason. Now they're looking good. Now they're beating every team in sight, and they're going to continue that. Matthew Stafford has looked phenomenal. He's going to have a big game. Tony Romo is still a little banged up, I think. He didn't throw for a touchdown last week, but he's going to do a good job at best. He's going to do alright, and Calvin Johnson's just going to beast out with the touchdowns, like he always does. 49ers, Eagles. I'm going to go with Eagles here. Vic said he's going to play, so I hope with his little talking of how he gets hit after every throw, sends a message to the offensive line, and they're not going to let the 49ers come and sack him. So Vic will have a good game, and the Eagles will win. They're going to, after they know that, they're only 1-2, they're not the dream team after all, they're going to come out strong and beat the 49ers. Panthers and Bears. I'm going to say the Bears are going to win. Surprisingly, they're 1-2, but they'll get it together. Cam Newton will do pretty good. Steve Smith didn't have a good game last week, but he'll do pretty good. Cam Newton went to his tight ends more. That's probably why they won, but it was not a really intense game. So the Bears are going to beat them. Matt Forte will have a good game. The Redskins versus the Rams, and I'm going to say that the Redskins are going to win this game. The Rams are not looking that good. Sam Bradford's a little banged up. Steven Jackson's a little banged up. Danny Amendola's injured. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's going to play this week, but they're all a little injured. They're not that good either. And the Redskins with Santana Moss, he's going to have a good game with Rex Grossman. Tim Hightower will probably do good. Did you see that monster hit Redskins had on the Cowboys? I forget who it was, because I'm not real big into the Redskins, but it was crazy. So the Redskins are going to beat the Rams. The Saints play the Jaguars, and the Saints are going to destroy the Jaguars. With Blaine Gabbert as Jaguars quarterback, he has not looked too good. He'll be good in the future, but he needs some getting used to. And the Saints, Darren Sproles, they throw to him like crazy. Drew Brees is going to do great. Devery Henderson is going to do good. Robert Mitchum, you know him, but the Saints are going to beat the Jaguars. Next we have 0-3 Vikings versus 0-3 Chiefs. The Vikings, I say, are going to beat the Chiefs. The Vikings, Donovan McNabb is going to do decent. He's not going to do great. But they're going to run a lot, I think. And Adrian Peterson is just going to explode for 150 yards and a touchdown. He's going to have a good game. Percy Harvin will do pretty good. Better than he's had. He's like the best. One of the best. He's like the second, in my perspective, second best player on their offensive line. After, not their line, but their offensive team. Adrian Peterson's the best, and then Percy Harvin. So they need to start getting it to him. But the Vikings will beat the Chiefs because they don't have Jamel Charles anymore. They're looking rough. Giants Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to be good. I'm saying they could be, and it's a tough one. But I think the Giants will pull it out and beat the Cardinals. What do I say about this? Eli Manning is gonna be good. He's one of the better quarterbacks. Amar Bradshaw has proven himself week in and week out, so he's gonna have a big game, and they're gonna beat the Cardinals. Falcons versus the Seahawks, and I'm going Falcons here. Matt Ryan is going to be throwing non-stop to Julio Jones. He's been throwing to a lot, which has been good, because he's going to be good. And Roddy White's going to be doing good. With Michael Turner, he's going to have a good game. So the Falcons are going to beat the Seahawks, Sidney Rice just came back, but Tavares Jackson's their quarterback, who can't really get him the ball that much. So Falcons are going to win that game. Next we have the Packers versus the Broncos. And the Packers, we all know that they're going to beat the Broncos. Packers are under the radar, even though they're a Super Bowl champion. And they're just going to destroy them, I think. Aaron Rodgers just kept throwing touchdowns to Jermichael Finley. And he's going to continue that since he knows he's back and he has him. So the Packers are going to beat the Broncos. That's pretty easy. Ryan Grant and James Starks. I don't really know who's really the big star here. Like who's their starting quarterback. James Starks, they've been running more. But he hasn't really been great. But they're going to beat the Broncos. The Patriots versus the Raiders. The Patriots are going to come back after losing to the Bills. And they're going to beat the Rams. I think they'll pretty much destroy them. Because they're going to be pissed. And they're going to just throw the ball. Tom Brady's just going to keep throwing to Wes Walker and Deion Branch. Ocho Cinco, after that drop, he still has some... He sees Chad Ochocinco. Tom Brady knows he's a good player. So he's going to come back and I think he's going to throw to Chad Ochocinco a lot. and he's going to have a pretty decent game. But the Patriots are going to beat the Raiders, even though Darren McFadden's going to be destroying it. They can't put up with the Patriots. Next, we have the Dolphins versus the Chargers, and the Chargers are going to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 0-3, even though they've had a decent hard schedule with the Texans, I think, and they played the Patriots. They've had a hard schedule, and their schedules keep getting harder with the Chargers now, as they're going to lose to the Chargers. Vincent Jackson, Phillip Rivers, they connect, and they have a beast game. Ryan Matthews, after being injured last season, is coming out strong and killing it, so he's going to have a big game, and they're going to beat the Dolphins. Even though the Dolphins have Daniel Thomas, who's been doing good, they've been getting him like 18 carries a game. He's going to have a decent game. He'll probably go 100 yards, but the Chargers are going to beat the Dolphins. Next, we have the Jets versus the Ravens, and the Ravens, I say, are going to win this game. The Jets are pretty good, I think. Like, LaDainian Thomas isn't going to have as good of a game as last week, but Mark Sanchez isn't going to do that. I don't think he's, like, franchise here. I don't think he's Mark franchise. They always try and get him to be, but he can never come out to be, like, a great quarterback. But Santonio Holmes will do good, but not enough to beat Ray Rice, Joe Flacco, and Ray Lewis and the Ravens, because they're going to beat the Jets. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be like 24 to like 21 or something, close like that. But the Ravens are going to win. And the last Monday night game is a doozer. When I say that, Colts are playing the Bucaneers. Colts without Peyton Manning are terrible. I don't even know if they're going to win a game until he comes back. They are not good. Jacob Tamme they put back at fullback or something. So their team is not looking good. And the Buccaneers are just going to beat them. They are 2-1. They're looking pretty good with Josh Freeman, who's looking like he's going to be a stud in the future. LeGarrette Blount is looking good. So they're going to beat the Colts. So that's this week 4. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you start subscribing and being like, oh, he's going to do it every week. I've been doing decent on each of my picks so far. So I hope you guys see that. And if you guys want anything else, just ask me, send a message, comment below, do something. Help me out, guys. Thanks. See ya.